All right. Now Nancy's in Zoom with us tonight. So Nancy, come on screen and we'll get rolling. So wellness educators, it's time to raise the curtain on tonight's featured guest. And trust me, she is not your average network marketer. Let me introduce you to the fabulous Nancy Fickus, a retention rock star or reorder whisperer and an email ninja who's cracked the code on how to turn ghosted customers into loyal reorder loving super fans. And what's great is Nancy is not out there chasing every new lead. She's built a business that thrives because her customers keep coming back over and over. In fact, once she pulled in over $2,000 in sales from a single promo email using the same Freedom email tools that you have access to. And she has mastered how to use loyalty points like a boss, run email sequences that work while she sleeps, and create community vibes that make her clients feel like VIPs. And the best part is her system is totally doable and duplicatable. So make sure you grab your notebook and your favorite fall cozy drink and help me welcome the queen of comeback clients herself, Nancy Fickus. Hello,
Hello
Nancy.
there. Hello.
Hi, great to see
Hi.
you.
Good to see
Um,
everyone on this Hallows Eve.
Hallows Eve. Yes, it's a great time to be here.
Yes.
Okay. So, Jody, did you want to do the questions on this part?
Yeah, I'm just, there we go.
There.
Nancy had a bit of a struggle getting into our vMix platform, so that's why she's in a tiny, at least from my point of view, she's in a tiny little box
I'm in a
in
tiny
the
little
upper
box.
corner. But yeah,
I'll
the
be
main
in a
thing is you
box.
can hear Nancy, and that's what counts. Um, so, Nancy, thanks so much for being here. And
Absolutely.
let's start with the first question. A lot of ambassadors forget to promote the perks of loyalty rewards.
Mhm.
So share with everybody, how do you introduce it to your clients in a way that feels exciting and maybe not salesy or complicated? Let's start with that.
Okay. All right. So you're doing an appointment with someone. You're being your authentic self. You're not being salesy. Number one thing to keep in mind. I know we all want to get those stars and we can get a little pushy and we want to really, really reel that in and be authentic with your prospects and members and really build a strong relationship with them. Trust is really, really important right from the very first meeting. And let them know that you're there for them. They're not there for you. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes we make is on the kind of shackly end, they're always, trying to push us to, close them on strong and, all of those expressions they give. But so important that we put our members, our customers first. So I start from the very beginning, really building that strong relationship with them if I can, even before I meet with them the very first time, so that we're starting a friendship because that's really what this is. This is a community marketing business. And so when I do that appointment with them, we build even a closer relationship. We use the YFP platform to really share and educate. And then as we finish kind of going through the videos, for example, the um, uh, what is the Explore Wellness, okay? I normally what happens is people will say after watching those, what do I do now? And where should I start? And so I always start with Ready, Set, Wellness. And then I begin to explain to them that we also have a loyalty program. And this is a program that benefits you. And I go into as much detail. It works best if you Zoom, which is my preferred way, if not in person. And I share with them examples of how when they purchase $100 worth of products, which if they start with Ready Set Wellness, it's $179. Click that loyalty checkbox right from the very beginning, and let them know that this doesn't mean this is going to ship to them every month for the rest of their life, that they have control. And I'm going to be right there to help guide them as to what they might need next month. But if they choose to repurchase in the next month, they will also have a $25 coupon that they can use towards a free product when they place a $100 order on loyalty. And that's when the earning begins, right from the very start. They earn 5% back in the first 3 months. They earn 10% back in the second 3 months. Then they earn 15% from then on. And if you do the math, which most people aren't real good at math, so I do the math for them. I share with them first 3 months, they're earning $15 with a $100 order. Second 3 months, they're earning $30 with a $100 loyalty order. Then that month 7, 8, and 9, they're going to earn $45 to put towards a product. And that totals $90 in free products in their first 9 months. And from then on, in their first year, they're going to earn at that 15% every month $180 in free products. And depending on what area they're in, I'll pick a store and I'll say, well, like in our local area, we have a Kroger supermarket. And I'll say, Kroger doesn't pay you $180 for spending $100 in their store every month. And every single person says, well, that's for sure. And so because they earn that $15 per month, when they place that $100 monthly order, I also share with them that there are no worries. If there's a month that they don't need anything, they can simply place an order of any size and it will hold their loyalty amount that they've earned thus far, whether it's $15 or $30 or it could be close to that $90 mark. Just place an order of any size, anything over $1, which of course we don't have anything that's $1, but you can order a
Vitamin D.
zinc or anything. Um, and it'll hold that 1 month, and then they can place their loyalty order the next month of $100. And I make sure that they understand that I'm there for them. I'm trying to give them the most from their membership. I, I share with them the wonderful flyer that Shackley has put together, that we have sometimes double points months. We have a program where in the month of their birthday, they get a birthday gift. I share all those wonderful benefits. And through this, we build more trust. They trust that I'm going to be there for them when they're struggling to figure out how to, place their loyalty order. I don't expect them to necessarily do it on their own the first time. Some people hop right in. If I'm doing an appointment in person, they hop right in on their phone and in 2 seconds they've got their order placed and they're all set. Others may need some guidance, so be patient. And that guidance, I have a story about one person, Dorothy, and Dorothy took over a year of monthly helping her with her loyalty order for her to get it down. And now Dorothy has not missed a month in years. Okay. And I also tell them that this is not Amazon. So when they have a question or a challenge or something, please reach out to me first. Shackley doesn't know them personally. They don't know what order they place. They don't know how they order. They don't know their habits. So reach out to me first, not Shackley. And because I have their cell phone number in my phone and I ask them to put mine in theirs, when they text me, I know it's them. When I text them, they know it's me. And so I want to create that close bond with my members so that they know that I'm not just trying to sell them a product. I'm trying to build a trusting relationship and to help them build a healthy lifestyle. And they will then think of me when they're looking for health information, knowing that I'm not just going to try to sell them something, that I'm going to just answer a question and guide them with a diet information, or it might be even a product that we don't cover or carry. We need to forget about the incentives that are for us, those stars. We have to kind of forget about that, put that in the back of our mind, and focus on the incentives for them. And they feel that. They can tell when we're trying to get them to buy $20 more or $50 more so we can get another star or whatever. I mean, they don't know that part, but they can feel that. So I make sure that they don't feel pressured and that we're building that nice close relationship.
Nancy, where do you mention the referral? Because they get is it $10 referral
Yes,
coupon?
if they're a member, that's another thing that I share with them, that once they really like the products, of course, I don't expect them to refer someone before they've even tried the products, but as soon as they're in love with, and there's a 80-something-year-old at the gym that tells me every time we bump into each other, which our time slots kind of overlap, she'll say, well, I'm going home to drink my protein and take my pills, she always says. And so she will be someone that I will be asking here soon, um, you know, do you know anyone that might be interested as well? And we have this little incentive that if you refer someone, they get $10 off their first order, and you'll get $10 off your next order.
And one thing I want to mention, I'm glad you said that. Let's remind them that you also, I believe it was you who encouraged Shackley to allow them where, and I'm not sure if this really fits into the loyalty program discussion per se, but how you are able to gift them the sparkling protein. Could we talk about
Oh,
that?
yes. Yes. I am that little squeaky wheel with Shackley, and that when I don't feel that things are working as smoothly or in the direction that would serve us to be able to better serve our members, I'll bug Shackley and say, I just sent someone a can of sparkling protein. And so it cost me like, what, $8, $9. And it cost me $9 to send it to someone. That's $18. Why can't we just gift it to them? And so then Shackley made it possible for us to gift them a can of protein. And what I find very interesting is I share with people about the sparkling protein. Well, I really like to try it first. And, it's a big investment, over $100 for a case of sparkling protein. Many of the people that I've gifted it to, so they're going to get a can on their next order. They actually put a case on the order that they're going to receive a free can.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
that's kind of
So,
a win-win.
and just so everyone knows, what happens is they're not getting just a single can of protein. It just is going to go out with their next order. So it's
It's
another
going to go out
encouragement for
with,
them to
right,
order.
exactly. There's a gifting program that business leaders can have access to, that you can gift. I think every product is available now to do the gifting program, but that will then send them a message, which is another little sort of reminder that, oh, hey, in your next order, Nancy has gifted you a lotion or a lip conditioner or a can of sparkling protein. And if you're anything like me, gee, I want that gift right away. So it's going to encourage me to place that order sooner, so I get the gift.
And
And
way
I
to go,
see that
Rosanna.
happen quite
She's
regularly.
nice. Rosanna's doing it too. Good for you, Rosanna.
Yeah.
Jennifer Wilson, a squeaky wheel out there. And Edie is also loving your idea. Leslie made a point. Is this true that you have to be a director or above to gift?
You do, to be able to have
Okay.
access to the gifting program. But if you have a close relationship with your leader, you can certainly ask them if they would gift whatever product it is to whomever member you have that you'd like to give it to, and you might split the cost or ask your, depending on what level you're at as an ambassador, um, maybe your upline will be happy to gift it to that member for you.
Fantastic. And I'll just kind of just to share, folks. So this is actually when I'm coaching clients and when Kristen is coaching clients, this is the first thing that we encourage you guys to do, is to actually focus on retention before discovery. Because if you're losing customers faster than you're bringing them in, then what's the point?
Right.
You're just dropping people into a bag with a big hole in it. So we want to make
Exactly.
sure we seal up that hole and keep the customers that you're finding so that as you get them, they stick around. And again, that's why I felt this was so important that you heard about this. So Nancy, could you, how do you open the conversation? Share with us the story where you had that gal who was not buying very much, and then you shared with her, I think one of the things you talked about is that she can get free shipping every month if she just gets on. Let's talk about that.
Sure, sure. Well, with Dorothy, she was, and I have a whole group of people that, you kind of, it, depending on the size of your business, when you have, a certain number of members, you can kind of reach out to them in some way every month. And of course, YFP helps us touch our members and our contacts weekly. But we just, at a certain point, you just can't personally text them every single month.
Right.
And so I keep track of kind of their, I guess, buying history. And Jody has helped me set up a OneNote, and I put together a whole spreadsheet. I can't wait to show you on Monday what I've done in going through all of my members now in a nice, technical way instead of using paper and pencil. But I noticed there were some people that, they would call and they would say, "Oh my goodness, I I'm out of everything." And they didn't want to be out of everything. It's just life got busy. And it wasn't five, there's five things that you can kind of work on in your head at one time. And Shackley was at number five until, oh my goodness, I'm dragging because I don't have my protein and vitamins. And then they call me. Okay. And so when that started happening, I was like, I need to really focus on loyalty, explain to them how it works, and what the heck, see what happens. And every single one of them that were, taking months in between orders, even though I might have, sent a little text or sent paper newsletters out at one point, um, they were like, "Oh, do you mean I can earn $90 in free products?" And, explain to them how the program works, that, the first month you're going to earn $5. Second month you're going to earn five more. So that's 10. Well, you could get a free product. And now I have a list of, I think I have about 12 people that are of an age where they need a bit of help with their loyalty order. But the others have gotten on loyalty as I've, guided them and been patient with them and helping them. Some of them even have two where one ships out one month, one ships out the next month, and there are different things on each order. So some people have gotten really fancy with the program, even fancier than I would have even thought of myself. And now we have a 90-day cycle, so they could have three different orders. But they just love it because they get that little reminder from Shackley that says, "Oh, your loyalty order is going to ship out in 7 days." And I have a little message that I send out because I get that reminder as well as a business leader. And I believe ambassadors get that message as well. I have a little message that I use Gmail, and there's some templates that you create on Gmail that is also a reminder that I send out. And I kind of update the top of that email to let them know what's on special, what's new, maybe a little piece of information, or, that Thanksgiving's right around the corner or whatever, just to, spice it up a little bit. And that way they don't place their order and then go, oh, I didn't know there was a special on, 20% off, whatever. Okay. So that has really worked well to really identify those people that haven't ordered in a while, reach out to them and say, hey, if you have a minute, or we could set a special time, I really wanted to review your member benefits with your Shackley membership because we have some new programs. And of course, even if loyalty's not new, it's been around a while, it's new to them, okay? And they'll say, and you can earn up to $90 in free products. They're always interested. Oh, how does that work? Oh, well, when can we set a time? Or, yeah, I had been out of my whatever. And so, just having and continuing to build that friendship with people. And I mean, I have them now sending me their vacation pictures. One of them sent me a cookie recipe. Um, I'm going to Vegas in a couple of weeks for F1. I'm going to have dinner with one of them while I'm out there. It just turns into this wonderful community of friends that I'm able to, change their life and make them healthier as well. And I think Zoom is a huge benefit because they can share their screen. So your domain, your hub site is in their browser, not your browser, and you can let them drive through the hub site so they become familiar with it. And then how they hit the shop button, they go right to Shackley. And what's even better is they can see me, where I have people that, either got referred to me through Shackley or someone else where, it was just kind of a phone call way back when, and they didn't know what I looked like. And I even had an event here at the my community. I live in an agri community where people that lived 2 hours away and were referred to me, we had only ever spoken by phone. They drove 2 hours just to see what I looked like. So, and to meet me, and of course, I think the agri community was a bit of a little draw there too. But those are some of the things that, really embrace your members, help them with their health needs so that you are first and foremost in their mind.
Well said. I like the points that you have there, and that's a whole other discussion, your Agra event, which is fantastic. I wanted to just to clarify for someone who's new that an auto ship is not the same as a loyalty order, correct?
Well, they're kind of one and the same
But if I only
because
had a
loyalty will
$30
go
auto ship,
out
it's
whether you've
not loyalty,
updated
correct?
it or not. And I think that's why Shackley renamed it loyalty, of course, when the loyalty rewards were introduced, because there are other companies that people have been a part of that they were required, for example, to place, and from my memory, an $80 order every month to keep their membership active. And so I always kind of listen for little tips from people that they're afraid of me creating whatever product order and just sending it out anyway, whether they've updated it or not. And I always
Right.
clarify that, your loyalty order can be shipped any day of the month if they're a member. It needs to ship by the 15th of the month if they're an ambassador. And if it's over $150, it's free shipping. And so I want them to know and trust that I'm going to do my very best to make sure that their order goes out when they want it to and with the products that they want to use that month.
Right. And it has to be $100 though to be qualified
It
for
has to be
loyalty bonuses.
$100 to earn loyalty
Right. Okay.
rewards, but it can still be a loyalty order that's under $100. They just won't earn loyalty rewards. And I
Right.
spent a bit of time this week putting that OneNote together, identifying the people that are using loyalty,
Hmm.
but they're spending $80.
What about the people that have lots of points that are um, they're not using the points and they got a stack of them, and do the points
Some
expire?
people have a stack of them. Yep. and I reach out to those that have a stack of them, and either place your $100 order and then treat yourself to whatever. And normally women want the skincare. They love the skincare. And so some will like accumulate their loyalty so that they can get the serum or the triple C boost or one of those products with their loyalty rewards. So it feels like a real treat for them.
Can a non-director go in and see their team if they're
Yes,
accumulating points?
yes, they can.
Okay.
If the member has allowed them access to their account,
Hmm.
I can see and update their loyalty order for them, and their ambassador should be able to as well. And if it's not set up that way at this time, they can certainly do a three-way call with Shackley and ask for that access to their account. And
Got it.
and word it in a way that, I'm not trying to get at your credit card information because we could only see the last four digits, but
Right.
I want to be able to help you if you get busy and can't update it yourself and or are struggling to update it. Oh, just reach out to me. I'll be
Hmm.
happy to update it for you. No worries.
I'd like to have someone who just buys my stuff and makes it send to me, and I don't have to think about it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's such a hassle when you got to figure out which products you need and blah blah blah. So,
exactly.
if they have trust of you, I think there's a lot of value in that. So, just to remind everybody, so you could go in and you could look at your report, and you will know clearly who is loyalty eligible, like who
Yeah,
has auto ships or
right.
a loyalty order that's
A loyalty
$100 or
order.
more, and who is not.
Hmm.
So that way you
Hmm.
can sort of segment the knots and start having conversations with them one by
Right,
one and saying, let's
right.
talk about kind of what you're missing out and how we can get you benefits. I know
Hmm.
for me, when I got home to Canada, my parents had tons of points that they had not used.
Oh,
And I was splitting it up so that my products were never more than a much of a 100 PV order. So we would do multiple 100 PV orders
right,
throughout the month, and I burned off a lot of points that way.
right,
But I would
right.
bundle it so it would all ship out at one time, so I didn't pay more shipping. But
Mhm.
um,
Well,
so
and you can just a little tip, if somebody does have a ton of points and they are a member, they can place $150 orders, get free shipping, and use $100 of their loyalty rewards, which is the limit per order. So
mm,
if they have $300 in loyalty rewards, they could place two 150 orders, and on each order, they could use $100 of loyalty rewards.
fantastic. And just so everyone knows, numerically, Nancy runs very high volume, well over 10,000. So this isn't just like philosophy. She's putting this into practice, and it's got numbers that go behind it. So one of the
Mhm.
things to share too, that Nancy has a bit of a secret weapon. I don't know if he's sitting beside you, but that's Ken. She and her husband work this together. So,
Yeah,
so Nancy does
we
have someone
do.
who is assisting her with
We
this.
do. We worked together when we worked for AT&T Bell Laboratories. I used to be a computer scientist, and he was a software engineer. And he was um, very not interested in, of course, the whole nutrition part. It wasn't until Shackley turned into an online business, and very even much more so when I started coaching with Jody. He wanted to really get involved now, and like he does all my posting. He goes, "You have to take more pictures today. I need more things to post."
Yeah, I love it.
So he's really gotten in it big time. So, if you've got a significant other that is maybe not as helpful as you would like them to be, find a niche in your business that gets them excited, because the posting of pictures and also the keeping track of who places what, and I know Shackley has reports. If you go to your dashboard, they have reports, and you can do kind of sorting by, who has not placed a loyalty order, and it's a loyalty order. It's $100 order, but it's not loyalty, and not not 100, and they're not on loyalty. There's all these different options.
Right.
But what I have done in this last month, which has been on my to-do list for a while, is to really go through a month's worth of orders and look at all those different categories. It's over $100, but it's not every month. That's the one that you really want to focus on first.
Yeah, Carol
They're
Gator
willing
mentioned
to
that.
spend $100, but it isn't every month. So they earn loyalty, they lose loyalty. They earn loyalty, they lose loyalty. And when
Right.
I can share with them that, hey, you earned, you're stuck at the 5%. When if you every product counts, and we have almost 500 products now. Do you use, and I know this is maybe an interesting question to ask someone, but I say, do you wash your clothes? Yes. Do you know that we have a wonderful laundry product that keeps your clothes looking new? They don't get all washed out. Your blacks don't get a white haze on them from all the fillers that are in your laundry products. And did you know that whatever chemicals are in your laundry products, those chemicals are in your bloodstream in 28 seconds? And then usually they're like, oh, yeah, I could have that on there. And then what about your skincare? What about your personal care? What about, all of it counts. And would you like to look younger? We have a great, skincare line. And I'm trying to do it in a non-salesy way, in an authentic way of them being able to get that $100 loyalty order every month so they can earn that $90 in the first 9 months and then
That's the big, yeah, that's the
$180 a
number.
year.
Right. That's what I want people to remember. Really utilize that I can teach you how to get $90 back in 9 months. And then after that,
Right,
if they'll keep ordering, it's $180 in the next month. It doubles,
right,
right? Because they're on the
exactly.
15%. So Carol
Yes,
Gator asked a question earlier, do they have loyalty for 3 months? No, what she means by that is you still have to order every month, but you can have a recurring loyalty that maybe is for cleaners that comes every 3 months as
every
a
3 months.
standard shipment,
That's
as
right.
long as
Yes.
you're ordering
They,
something else. So
right. They just
yeah,
expanded the program. It used to be, it was, you could only schedule it out 60 days, where now you can schedule it out 90 days. So like, for
right.
example, you may only need your skincare every 3 months. So you could have one loyalty order for skincare. And like Jody said, household products. You could have another for the larger size nutrients like the Osteomatrix or the Omega Guard. And then you could have one for your, smaller size nutritional products. And, you know,
Hmm.
people, you have to really get into their minds and help them understand that this doesn't mean this is forever what you've ordered. I go, a lot of months I just start over, because I need all different stuff. Or I add another loyalty order on. So I order one at the first of the month, um, use the loyalty order from points I earned from the previous month, and then I place another loyalty order. For me, as a business leader, I need to place it by the 15th of the month. I'll place it on the 15th of the month and use those loyalty rewards that I earned on the first of the month on the 15th. So you can actually use up to $500 in orders per month and earn loyalty.
Right on. And
Yeah.
that's such a great point. I want folks just to kind of zoom out for a minute. I want you guys to think of the big picture. For those that are interested in earning if we could call it career income, where you have 100 customers that are each ordering $100 a month. That's 10,000 in volume. And if any of you here have a spouse that's a little bit negative or giving you a hard time about spending money on your Shackley products, do you think your spouse would be that way if you had 100 customers who purchased $100 worth? And I mean, there's 300 million people in the US alone, never mind Australia, New Zealand, and new countries Shackley's opening
Right.
into.
Right.
I want you guys to think of that and the value of having a recurring revenue business. meaning that people who order month after month after month, right? A subscription-oriented business. That's really what loyalty program gives you. It's a subscription-oriented business. You're not having to pitch and sell every month because you're starting at zero. You know you're going to get a certain amount of volume. So there's just so much value in what Nancy is talking about today. I won't ask any more questions because we're running out of time here and my team is telling me to get moving. So, but I just wanted to remind you of this, gang. So when we start with coaching, one of the first things that I do is help you with what's called, if you have a customer base, is called the Reach Out and Reactivate campaign. And I walk you through checkpoints to make sure that you are utilizing the tools to get retention. And one of them is your VIP group, which you definitely want to be posting about loyalty order programs in there. Another thing is that you are getting the birthday from them put into the system so that they'll get their product order. And I've got a bunch of other things that I go through. I have a tracker that I help you guys build, and we walk you through all these steps as well as a script so you know how to reach out and get people to get on the phone and do this. And it is proven statistically that you can reactivate 15% of your customers by doing what I teach you, what I coach, and what Kristen coaches on. So let's just remember, here's a couple notes. So remember the $90 in 9 months. It's a perfect pitch to get someone to listen. Hey, do you want to earn $90 in 9 months? And then $180 the next year after that by shopping with what you're already buying anyways and what you love. Reminding them to order something, even just vitamin D, I think it's like $13 or whatever, just to keep their order. Remember, too, to give them guided tours, as Nancy said. Don't just let them wander around. People need you to walk them through this. And if they trust you, they're going to let you do it. And then, of course, just make sure you know how to deal with people who have loads of points. And join us in the YFP community chat, which, by the way, we have a link for that now. The old community chat died. Facebook got rid of it. So now there's a new link. And we put it in Marketing Monday. I don't know, Kristen, if you could get access to that. I put it, or maybe Trisha. I put it, Trisha, in the like Nancy and others who are willing to help you or be part of the group and ask those kind of questions, get help with utilizing that, or hire us for coaching, and we will help you with these types of things so that we can get you guys to the point where you've got 100 customers, each buying $100 worth of products. And in Shackley's current program, I believe that's a pretty straightforward $4,000 a month. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you may have payouts if you have downline and things like that, but I mean, that's the kind of, remember, this is part-time income, so that's just quite a healthy little part-time income. All right, so that said, thank you so much, Nancy, for taking the time out. Hang in there with us. We'll bring you back in a bit to say goodbye.